Namaste. After learning the names of the various Asamyukta and Samyukta Hastas, we had begun to discuss the usage or the Viniyoga of these Hastas. You have already learnt the Viniyoga of Pataka Hasta. Today we will continue with the Viniyoga or the usage of Asamyukta Hastas. And we will begin with the next, which is Tripataka. So let us hear the shloka.
Mukute vrikshabhaveshu vajre tadharavasave ketaki kusume deepe banhi jala vichrimbhane kapote patralekhayam vaanarthe parivartane yujyate tripatakoham kathito bharatottamai.
So the various usages are, first,
Mukute,
when you are showing the crown. Next is
Vriksha Bhaveshu,
when you are trying to indicate the tree or a tree. Next is
Vajre,
when you are showing lightning. Then
Tadhara Vasave.
Vasav is another name of Indra, the god who is the king of all the gods. And Indra, as you know, wields the thunder. His weapon is the thunder. So you can use it both for lightning and thunder and also for Indra who wields lightning and thunder. Other usages are
Ketaki Kusume.
Now for the lotus you had Ala Padma, and for the flower Ketaki this hasta was used. Then
Deepe.
for a lamp, or even if you want to show a lamp like this, this is the inner part and this is the wick rising.
Banhi jwala vijrimbhane.
When you are trying to show fire, when it's engulfing you, so the fire can be shown with Tripataka hand. Again,
Kapote.
kapot, as you know, is the pigeon So here you can show the pigeon with this hand.
Patralekhayam.
When you are writing a letter, in earlier days, there were no mobile telephones, right? And so lovers used to always write letters. So, for writing a letter,
Vanarthe.
when you're wielding a weapon, or especially the arrow,
Parivartane.
when you're showing change. These are the usages of the Tripataka hand. Now, as a
Tripatako hayang kathito.
and so say the earlier Bharatas.
Bharatottamai.
Now, as I had told you, that these are the usages as described by the Abhinaya Darpan. They need not necessarily be used today because the Abhinaya Darpan has recorded the tradition as it was at that time. But our dance is a living tradition which has also changed. But these usages give us ideas. They help our imagination so we can think about new ideas and we can also use these ideas. The next is Ardhapataka. Okay. So let us hear the shloka describing the Ardhapataka.
Pallabe halake tire ubhayoriti darshane krakoche churikayancha dhvaje gopura shringayo yuyate ardhapatakohyam tat karma prayogake.
So in Ardhapataka, the usages are
Pallabe.
so we can show leaves. Okay. Now this is not very common in Kathak. I mean, generally for leaves we'll show it like this. But again, why not use this sometimes? Okay, for an idea.
Halake.
For a slab, if you're showing a slab of stone. Or then the next one is,
Tire.
now this is used. Tire, when you're showing the bank of a river or the side, as if, like curving bank of a river, tire.
Ubhayoriti darshane.
When we are showing two types of usages, or like, because this is also two, right? The two fingers are up there. Then again we have
Krakache.
the saw, when you're cutting with a saw. But in Kathak we seldom have any, like, because in Kathak, although we do show certain battles, but again, daily life is not always shown in that way that we are showing someone sawing a piece of wood or something. Then the next is,
Churikayancha.
see, if I want to use a knife, okay? So that is again the use of Ardhapataka Hasta.
Dhvaje.
For a flag. In earlier times, the flags were very common. Even when you had a chariot, you had a flag above the chariot to show who you were.
Gopura shringayo.
To show the temple And then also it could be used to show the top of a temple as well as to show the horns. Okay? So these are the usages. And as I said that we, except for tir, we do not use Ardhapataka too often in Kathak. Another usage which is not described in the Abhinaya Darpan is when we use Ardhapataka to open the ghungat like this. So the next is Kartarimukha. So let us hear the shlok of Kartarimukha. You can do it with me.
Stripum sayostu vishleshe viparyas padeha piva lunthane nayanante cha marane bhed bhavane vidyudartheha pyoka shaya virahe patane tatha latayam yujyate jastosa kara Kartarimukha.
Now here we will not discuss all the usages because they are not very commonly used in Kathak. But as you can see from the shlokas, that usually whenever we have to show separation, we show it like this: separation between a man and a woman, or when people are fighting. Again, separation between life and death, when someone is dying, then also you have this. One beautiful usage is the corner of the eye, which is still used today. Okay? When you are showing the beautiful eye and show the corner of the eye, this is used. And again, for a creeper, like a creeper goes like this. So this is again another usage of Kartarimukha. And although the Abhinaya Darpan tells us that for Vajre, you use the Tripataka, but here we can, or rather generally we do use Kartarimukha for lightning in Kathak. And generally the eye is followed when it comes here, then we look up like that. So Kartarimukha is used in lightning. Another is also again to remove the veil from the face, where like you're holding the cover of the veil in this way, but you hold it first with the Kartarimukha and then you open it with the Ardhapataka. So these are usages which were perhaps not there during the time when the Abhinaya Darpan was written, because the idea of the veil became more popular during the Middle Ages, and it was also due to the Islamic influence when the face and the head were covered. We seldom find references to the use of the veil in the Abhinaya Darpan. But in Kathak, it is very important because we are always showing ghungat, and that's why these usages of these mudras are there. The next mudra is Mayur.
Mayurasye latayancha shakune vamane tatha alakasyapanayane ललाट तिलकेषु च नद्युदकस्य निक्षेपे शास्त्रवादे प्रसिद्धके एमर्थेषु युज्यन्ते मयूरकरभावना.
Mayura Hasta. Now, the first usage is to show the face of the Mayur. The next is
Latayancha
for creepers. Then
Shakune
Shakun is the vulture. Again,
Vamane tatha.
when you are vomiting. Now, this is something which I would never show in Kathak, because after all, when we come to see dance, we want to rise above the daily drudgery of life. So it has to be something beautiful. And like maybe in a dance drama, many other aspects of life come in. But since Kathak is in a world of its own, in a world of beauty, so we don't show vomiting, we don't show vultures. Okay?
Alakasyapanayane.
Now this is a beautiful idea. When you're adorning yourself, so you're removing these little pieces of hair that are constantly falling on your forehead. You have quite a few on your forehead. Would you like to remove them? With, yes, the Mayur Hasta, yes. So this is a beautiful idea.
Lalat tilakeshu cha.
When you're using the sandal paste and decorating your forehead.
Nadyudakasya.
So you're showing the river, and then you're taking the water of the river, and then
Nikshepe.
you're sort of sprinkling the water of the river.
Shastravade prasiddhake.
When you're again repeating words from the Shastras, then also you use Mayura Hasta.
Eramartheshu yujyante.
So in these usages we have
Mayurakara bhavana.
Mayurakara is Mayura Hasta. Now let me discuss the usage of Mayur in Kathak. In Ghungat, opening of a Ghungat, this is also used. Although actually we hold the veil with these two fingers. So we use Kartarimukha first, and then since Mayur Hasta is a beautiful hand gesture, it is used for the Ghungat. Now for removing the hair, we can use this, but generally we also use a sort of a pataka, although it's not that stiff. But you can also use Mayura Hasta. And then also to sprinkle water, you can use it. Then when we are showing the peacock, Mayura Hasta is used. Although the Abhinaya Darpan says that it is for the face of the Mayur, but here we are showing the open plumes of the Mayur or the peacock. So these are the usages of Mayur Hasta. Then we come to the next hasta, which is Ardhachandra.
Chandre Krishnashtami bhaji galahastarth keh peech bhalayudhe devatanam अभिषेचन कर्मणि भोक्पात्रे च उद्भवे कट्यां चिन्तायाम आत्मवाचके ध्याने प्रार्थने चापि अंगानां स्पर्शने तथा प्राकृतानां नमस्कारे अर्धचन्द्रो नियुज्यते.
Now, Krishnashtami Chandra is the half moon. So, if we show the full moon as a circle, this is half the moon. Like on Ashtami Tithi, we have half the moon. Then there are the other usages which are described in the Abhinaya Darpan, but we don't always show them because, I mean, in Kathak, we don't show a person sort of trying to wring the throat of another person or generally killing. Then when we are showing dhyan or prayer, we do it with the pataka hasta. So generally with the Ardhapataka, we will show the moon, or rather the half moon. Okay. Let us go on to the next mudra, which is the Arala mudra. Now before we start this, let me tell you that in Kathak, Arala mudra is very, very common because our opening movements are, I mean, we can show this as Arala. So this, I mean, Arala was not that popular maybe during the time when the Abhinaya Darpan was written, but in Kathak, after Pataka, it is the most frequently used mudra.
तीर्थामृतादिपानेषु प्रचण्ड पवनेह पीच अरालहस्त कथितस तो नृत्य विशेषतः.
So here, for drinking either poison or nectar, it is shown. Now we can show Shiva drinking the poison when he becomes Nilakantha. But generally, for showing that we are drinking something, we hold the glass with the Sarpashisha mudra and then we drink like this. But this is another idea that we can get. And also for Pavan, we generally use a loose pataka, I mean not a very stiff one, like the fingers are like that. But then this can also be used. And as I said, that Arala is a frequently used mudra in Kathak. We now come to Shukatunda. Let us hear what the Abhinaya Darpan has to say.
Vada prayoge kuntarte vahalayasya smritikrame marmoktyam ugrabhaveshu Shukatunda niyojyate.
Now this is rarely used, if not used at all, in Kathak. So perhaps to show a van, we can use this, but let us not deal at length with this mudra. We know that this is Shukatunda and it is mentioned in the Abhinaya Darpan. Now the next mudra, which is Mushti.
Sthire kachagrahe dadhye vastvadinanch dharane mallanam yuddha bhave hapi Mushti Hasto Hayamishyate.
And this is Mushti Hasta. So we use it when we are determined about something, or we say that, yes, we want to do this. We show our strength. Then again, pulling the hair. Now, we have the Draupadi Chirharan, in which Dushasan brings Draupadi to the court, pulling her by the hair. So we can, like, this is pulling the hair. So generally we show it in this way. This is Dushasan's hand pulling the hair, Draupadi trying to protect her hair. Then again, we can show it to hold different things. And even when we are churning butter, we use a type of mushti, although it's not that firm, but even then we use this. Then to hold anything. And again, for fighting, which we seldom use in Kathak. But naturally, even in life, for fighting, we use mushti. So these are the usages of Mushti Hasta. So you have learnt quite a few usages of different Asamyukta Hastas. We will continue with the Viniyoga of Asamyukta Hastas in the next lesson. So all the best to you, and I do hope you're enjoying the class. Thank you.